Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Tuesday, February 17th, 4:52 a.m. in the morning over there on the East Coast. As I mentioned, I just got home. It was a 13-hour, 45-minute drive to get here. So quickly updated my spreadsheets, pulled up my charts. Quick video for you, cut and dry. Not really going to mess around and get into detail. I'll get a weekly view for you out later today so that you can spend time tonight and absorb it a little bit. But right now we've got a little bit of a mosh pit. Not much to go off. We've come down to the Friday lows over on the ES, over on the NQ, same thing. Not so much over there on the YM, but again, knitting. I'm still short, but that was a nice short that we got over there on the YM. But the thorn in the side is still continuing to be the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000, which I'll show you over here in a second real quick. But really quick, and just to go over here for you, earnings this week, very quiet. A lot of energy companies. You got Walmart. You want to mess around, go ahead. Not my cup of tea. Any of these names, any one of these names that you want any information on, just message me, send me a ticker. I'll not only pull up a chart, but I'll give you the view that I have for it, and maybe even we could spend a minute or two and try and find a good option if we're looking at the same thing for it. On SPX, you got yourself a red week. We knew kind of that we were going to get a red week. That was pretty easy, so, nothing spectacular about that, but you got to take note. On Friday, you did get your green close. You got your 3 red closes in a row, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then you got your green close there on Friday. So you're reset. All right. On your spreads, I'm going to actually zoom in on this because you had nothing but wins last week, and I'm going to zoom in on it. Nope, that's not it. I need to go control and bring you on down to how you were last week. Because, Monday got a little shaky, got a little fucked up, got asked, what do we do? I said, no problem. Go ahead, roll these out to Friday. You have nothing whatsoever to worry about. On Tuesday, 2 trade options I gave out there for you, 68.95, 69.80, 69.70, 69.65s. Both of them full credit. End of the day. Wednesday, same story, but the additional, because we had that little spike up to 69.93, the 70-20, 70-15s played, and you got your dollar on those. Same thing on Thursday. Not as great, but the same play that you had there on Thursday as I was traveling down to go see my oncologist. 250 full credit, 350 full credit, 50 cents full credit. And then on Friday, when you go back into your Tuesday email, which I did not pull up and I don't have readily available here, so give me 1 second. I believe I am going to have to refresh this 1 second. And here we go with the magic of refresh and click to open. Like I shared there for you, Tuesday, February 10th, awareness bullish week or week. And obviously the Van Halen because, running with the devil. There were your trades for the week as I shared for you there on Tuesday. As we were looking up for our upside, you have your Friday the 13th, 70-20, 70-15 calls, $2 minimum. They're already there on Tuesday, and Wednesday we went higher. February 13th, 7,005, 7,000s, 250. Your 69.85, 69.80, $3. If you want to take them all, you take them all. If you want to play where your risk and your weakness is, do whatever you want to do. 69.70, 69.65s, $3.50. 69.40, 69.35s, $4. And like I shared, a clean red week down closing below 69.1726, and you're looking at yourself at the 69.25, 69.20s for $4, but you can try and get $4.50, which I know I did, and about half a dozen other people that messaged me got it. So that was your full credit week right there, where nothing but full credit all week long. And today, I hope you enjoy it later on tonight, because I will in a couple of hours, is your new moon. You will have crystal clear skies to look at the millions and millions of stars that are out there so that you realize how insignificant you are when you're wishing Happy President's Day to people when you're supposed to be the big swinging dick and you're acting like a fucking prick. And we go over to QQQ, which I need to zoom out to get this. This is where, for me, and again, blind vision, having not watched anything for the last couple of days, blind vision, warning sign. We've got 3 red weeks in a row over here on the QQQ. Warning sign, warning sign, warning sign, warning sign. So you need to be diligent about being over bearish with this being OPEX week. It's Ramadan. It's Chinese New Year. I'm not even going to say the words because I'm, Kusemik. IWM, red week. Finally, had a red week prior to that, but you got your red week, but you're still hanging. You're still hanging, not letting go of that 259 area, that 258. One visit down to that 255, which I'll show you on the chart here real quick, but get on here and move on forward. Futures again, where are we? We're dead flat. We're right under the 100-day moving average. The QQQ or the NQ, which is the futures for the QQQ, the NASDAQ, could not find the 100-day moving average if NVIDIA invented a golden dildo. It would never, ever happen. You're way down here, down below 24,585, 858. You're pushing, and you are going to get it. You're just not going to get it today, but you're pushing for that 200-day moving average. And like I said, you're not going to get it today, but you are going to get that 200-day moving average. Your Dow Jones and your Russell 2000 are just kind of trotting along, seeing, what the weather's like out there. So quickly scan through here, go over these quick charts. I'm going to go through here and start off on SPX to the penny. Filled the gap from back there on February 5th to the penny. Spent a fraction of a couple of minutes down below that 100-day moving average, which is currently sitting at that dancing on the ceiling, Lionel Richie, December candle at 68.1230. December. We're in the middle of February, and we're still playing around with December candles. So 68.1213, 68.1230 is going to be what you read in your email when you're watching this video. And I just had some breaking news from Financial Juice, so I had to pause there for a second. So anyway, here on the SPX, like I've been tracking here and trying to be as, obvious as I can, very clean looking from what this is as an A wave and a B wave, where the C wave would come down to the Epstein files, which I have notched there at 6640, and which I've already shared with you. You've got a better than 60% chance that we're going to go down to 6640 later on in this month, at some point during this month. And bring you on over there to the SPX, where we're looking here at a daily. Daily, we are not oversold. We do not have any kind of buy divergence, but we are simply looking at this as being a continuing question mark for this rolling top over, which has been going on for the better part of 5 months now, where we haven't really gone anywhere. And like I've shared with you here, with your big resistance there at 69.65, we're playing around with that 100-day moving average, and that's going to be a little while, because when you get that 100-day moving average busted, your next magnet's to 200, and that is a long, long, long way down there. So, like I've shared, it's a big, 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 broad picture, and yeah, that 6,500, it is starting to light up a little bit. On your Dow Jones, again, nothing. You had your visit. You got your breakdown. You're still hanging here at this 495, 494 area until you get a breakdown below 480, which is going to involve breaking down below the 150-day moving average. There's nothing to be jumping up and down about right now. And over here on the QQQ, again, clean looking, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a pending 5, where the 5 would take us down for a double bottom down there around 580. Well, you've already seen a little bit of the results out of that, because, again, bring you back over onto it. Sent you out this last week ago, something like that. the May, June, and September NVIDIA puts. Earnings are next week, not this week. The May 15th 180 puts 1155. The June 18th 170 puts 1075. The September 18th 170 puts 1560. All of these have reached 30%. If you'd like to get out of it and avoid being involved in earnings, it's completely up to you. My bigger, broader, wider view of this is still the same thing. We break down below 150, we start looking down into that minus 130 area and really start hovering on the opportunity to possibly start breaking down below 100. On your Apple, the 32 trade repeat, the June 18th, 2026, Apple 260 puts at 890. Well, these are up over 100% right now. So again, they're for June. It's up to you what you want to do. But when we come back onto the charts, which is what I'm going to stick with here because I want to get a shower, get something to eat, and go lay down for a couple of minutes. The Bulls' first warning, that QQQ 600. We're just playing games with it. We're continuing to play games with it. We've got 3 red weeks in a row. We have to be cognitive of that. Got to be paying attention to the fact that we have that. There's no earnings coming out this week. Nothing whatsoever on the QQQ. And then here on our IWM, we have our 267.52 as our major resistance area. And we're starting to push up to it once again, having come off of that 255. So it's in the works, but it ain't working fast enough. So anyway, that's your SPX. Again, bigger, broader, wider view. Look at this from a 15-day 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here you have a clean looking, well, I could see this as an ABC, pending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside, where again, that bigger, broader, wider downside view, we would still be looking at getting down to around this triple bottom of 67.80. We break down that 67.90, 67.80 area, and then you start licking your chops and looking at the bigger, broader, wider view of everything because you have your big gap down here from December down at 67.21, which starts to open the floodgates for your minus 5%, and your Epstein files, which is down here at your gap over here at 66.30, 66.03 from back in Thanksgiving. Enjoy your Tuesday. Apologize for having to go see the doctor. Believe me, I don't want to do it, but I had to. I'll see you in the chat room, and it'll probably be later in the afternoon.